6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news, edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. The President will leave for Japan today, followed by a visit to Singapore. The President says the economy of the country will be able to get back to a better stage when the debt restructuring program is fruitful by next September. Vouchers to the value of 20,000 rupees per hectare will be provided to the paddy farmers from today. The Examinations Department plans to conduct the GC examinations on the same days as before. The Finance Ministry introduces new conditions for the public servants to go abroad for work. The Ministry of Foreign Employment and Labour Relations says 2,726 workers have gone to South Korea during the last 5 months for various jobs. Minister Bandula Gunawardena says if the debt restructuring process is complete by September, then development activities will resume without delay. In news overseas, Bakhmut, city not occupied by Russia, says defiant Zelensky. In sports, tennis, Andy Murray withdraws from the French Open to prioritise Wimbledon. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says the process of re-establishing the economic stability of the country is now being carried out following a systematic management procedure. He says the IMF has assisted to rebuild the economy. Even though the IMF had imposed strict rules and conditions, the country has no other option other than the IMF backing. The President expected that the economy of the country will be able to be brought back to a better stage when the debt restructuring program is fruitful by next September. The President made these remarks at an opening ceremony of a water supply scheme in the Aranayaka area yesterday. The President also said that it is the duty of every Sri Lankan to contribute to creating a glorious and prosperous country. The Aranayaka Asupini Alla water scheme is considered the largest water project in the Sabaragama province, providing drinking water to 52,000 families. The Minister of Mass Media, Transport and Highways, Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says if the debt restructuring process is complete by September, then development activities will resume without delay. The country should not depend on unrealistic promises, and a proper process method is now in place to take the country forward. The group that torch people's houses and kill innocent parliamentarians cannot solve the problem of this country, the minister added. The minister made these remarks at a function held in the Bibile area yesterday to distribute 47 new buses under the national program of distributing 500 buses. President Ranil Wickremesinghe will leave for Japan today, followed by a visit to Singapore in a bid to strengthen bilateral relations between the two countries. During his visit, President Wickremesinghe is expected to hold discussions with the Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and other senior officials. According to the President's media division, the Sri Lankan head of state will engage in a range of discussions on investment projects. Also in Japan, President Wickremesinghe will address the Nikkei Forum Future of Asia, which is scheduled to commence on the 25th of May under the theme Leveraging Asia's Power to Confront Global Challenges. Organized by Nikkei every year since 1995, the forum brings together prominent political, economic and academic leaders from the Asia-Pacific region to offer their opinions on regional issues and the role of Asia in the world. President Wickremesinghe is then scheduled to visit Singapore, where he will hold discussions with Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong and senior officials of the Singaporean government, the PMD added. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Examinations Department plans to conduct the GC examinations on the same days as before. The Commissioner General of Examinations, Amita Jayasundara, says the schedule for conducting these exams got delayed considerably due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Commissioner General added that the delay in the evaluation of the answer sheets of the A-level examination, the 2023 O-level examination, will be held in March or April 2024. However, the department plans to hold the 2024 A-level examination in August and the 2024 O-level examination in December as usual, he added. The National Building Research Organisation, the NBRO, has issued landslide early warnings to several areas in the Galla district. Landslide warnings are also given to the Ratnapura, Matara, Kalutara and Gampaha districts. Accordingly, a level 1 yellow warning has been issued to the Baddegama, Alpitia, Nagoda and Yakkalamula Divisional Secretariat divisions and its surrounding areas for a period of 24 hours until 8 a.m. today. Thereby, the NBRO urges the people living in the landslide susceptible areas to be extra vigilant and to be ready to move quickly to safe locations if heavy rains continue. The Finance Ministry introduces new conditions to public servants to go abroad for work for a maximum of 5 years on no-pay leave. According to the new Finance Ministry circular, dated the 17th of May, public servants can only obtain no-pay leave to go abroad for work if they have completed half or more of their mandatory services or contractual period. The Ministry said the employees must also have sufficient time left to complete their mandatory services or contractual period before they retire after returning to the country. However, there were no such restrictions in the earlier Finance Ministry's circular dated the 22nd of August 2022. The fresh circular also notes that those who go abroad for work under this scheme would not have their seniority or pensions affected by their absence. The Ministry of Foreign Employment and Labour Relations says 2,726 workers have gone to South Korea during the last 5 months for various jobs, out of which 2,694 workers were males and 32 females. Minister Manusha Nanayakara said these migrant workers got job opportunities in various sectors, including the fisheries and construction fields. Sri Lanka celebrates its 51st Republic Day today. After getting independence from Britain and British colonial rule in 1948, Sri Lanka remained as a state which followed the British constitutional policies. But on the 22nd of May in 1972, Sri Lanka became a republic when a new local constitution was introduced. Many government institutions have organized simple ceremonies to mark this day.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Minister of Agriculture, Mahinda Amaravira, says that vouchers to the value of 20,000 rupees per hectare will be provided to the paddy farmers from today. Through these vouchers, the farmers will be able to purchase fertilizers at a reduced rate for the cultivation of the Yalla season. Minister Mahinda Amaravira says over 600,000 farmers are receiving the facility and the government has allocated 10 billion rupees for this purpose. Furthermore, farmers have been allowed to purchase chemical or organic fertilizers supplied by the 2 state fertilizer companies from the Farmers Services Offices and also from the private sector according to their interest. The symbolic distribution of these fertilizer subsidy vouchers will be carried out tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. by providing vouchers to 25 farmers by Agricultural Minister Mahinda Amaravira at the auditorium of the ministry.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Consultant Medical Virologist Dr. Jude Jayamaha of the Department of Virology Medical Research Institute said that the weather is helping the flu virus to spread and to also survive. Currently, it is influenza type A that is predominant, even though influenza type B is also prevalent to a certain extent. Although influenza A's subtype H1 was doing the rounds, it is now being overtaken by subtype H3, which is also the trend in India. Looking at the influenza viruses, Dr. Jayamaha says there is clear seasonality and they follow a bimodal pattern in keeping with the monsoon, April, May, June, and November, December, January, February, with a slight variation this way or that. The symptoms of the flu are fever, a cough, a cold, a sore throat and difficulty in breathing. Usually, like any viral disease, it is self-limiting with rest and good hydration required. That came to you in Watchlight. In world news headlines, Bakhmut, city not occupied by Russia, says defiant Zelensky. Sudan conflict, army fights to keep Wadi Saidina air base, resident says. Kurt Cobain, guitar smash by Nirvana frontman, sells for nearly $600,000. A defiant Vladimir Zelensky has insisted Bakhmut is not occupied by Russia after a Moscow-backed mercenary group had claimed control. Ukraine's president was speaking during a scene-stealing visit to Hiroshima, Japan for the G7 summit. He compared Bakhmut to Hiroshima, which was hit by an atomic bomb in World War II, promising a similar reconstruction of his country. Wagner founder Yevgeny Prigozhin had earlier claimed victory in Bakhmut. Sudan's army is resisting an attempt by paramilitaries to advance towards its main air base near the capital Khartoum, residents have said. The airfield is used by the military to carry out airstrikes on the Rapid Support Forces and was also used by foreign governments to evacuate their nationals early in the conflict. The fighting comes despite the announcement of a new 7-day truce. Previous ceasefires have collapsed within minutes of being called. A guitar smashed by Kurt Cobain, the late frontman of US rock band Nirvana, has sold at an auction for nearly $600,000. The busted black Fender Stratocaster had been expected to sell for a tenth of that amount at Saturday's auction at the Hard Rock Cafe in New York. Cobain, who took his own life in 1994, was known for his intense performances. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. Bakhmut, city not occupied by Russia, says defiant Zelensky. Sudan conflict, army fights to keep Wadi Saidina airbase, resident says. Kurt Cobain, guitar smash by Nirvana frontman, sells for nearly $600,000. That was world news.
Development news.
Turkish Airlines will commence direct flights between Istanbul and Colombo effective from the 30th of October 2023. The frequency is expected to be 4 flights per week. Quote, our previous product ISTMLE CMB flight capacity was heavily affected by Male passengers. However, with a dedicated flight to Sri Lanka to Turkey, 100% capacity will be dedicated to Colombo, which will enable even more tourists directly coming to beautiful Sri Lanka without stopping over in Male, unquote, an official from the airline said. And now in sports news, in soccer. Leeds United's Premier League status is hanging by a thread as Europa Conference League finalists West Ham United came from behind to secure victory at the London Stadium. For the second week running, Leeds were unable to hold on to a first-half lead, and this time they did not even pick up a point following late goals from Jared Bowen and Manuel Lanzini. Evan Ferguson scored twice in the first half as Brighton beat Southampton in the Premier League to secure European football for the first time in their history. The 18-year-old forward opening the scoring with a powerful low shot past Saints goalkeeper Alex McCarthy before doubling the Seagulls' advantage with a first-time finish from inside the area. In tennis news, Britain's Andy Murray has withdrawn from the French Open to prioritise the grass court season in the build-up to Wimbledon. Murray, 36, has only played at RG once since 2017. The 3-time Grand Slam champion won the clay court challenger event at Aix-en-Provence in May, but has struggled for consistency on the surface.
Go ekathiana youth ekata life eke change ekata niyamata set wenna as wahagena dakapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyamata set wenna friendship ekata menna.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
For the first time after more than 1 year, the Sri Lankan rupee appreciated against the US dollar, coming down below the 300 rupee mark. According to the central bank, Yesterday's buying rate was 299.21 rupees, while the selling rate was 312.37 rupees. The LKR has strengthened by more than 10% against the US dollar since the start of March. According to Fitch Ratings, this comes after mainland China gave assurances that it will support Sri Lanka's debt restructuring and the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. In addition, the decision to float the rupee, the IMF extended fund facility and increase of foreign reserves has also contributed to this.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth ekata life ekේ change ekata niyameta set wenna as wahagena dakapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship එක menna.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Economic news, courtesy of...
For the 5th consecutive year, LOLC is awarded People's Financial Services Brand of the Year at the 2022 Slim Kantar People's Awards. As the People's Financial Services Brand of the Year, LOLC continues to place the customer first. And this has won the hearts, minds and trust of Sri Lankans, with yet another prestigious award as proof of this lasting commitment. LOLC, imagine the possibilities.
The 5-year rollout plan by Port City Colombo envisages US dollars 5.6 billion in FDIs to Sri Lanka, which will fast-track the nation's economic recovery. It will also help in positioning both the port city and Sri Lanka as a leading player in the service export industry. It is also set to reach its highest level of activity as the region's first multi-currency service export special economic zone, the Deputy MD CHEC Port City, Tulsi Aihare says.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Weather report.
The Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central, eastern and Uva provinces and in the Galla, Matara and Polonnaruwa districts during the evening or night. Showers will occur in the western coastal areas and in the Galla and Matara districts during the morning too. Strong winds above 40 km per hour can be expected at times over the northern province and in the Anuradhapura and Puttalama districts. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during the thunder showers. This weather report was issued at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The President will leave for Japan today, followed by a visit to Singapore. The President says the economy of the country will be able to get back to a better stage when the debt restructuring program is fruitful by next September. Vouchers to the value of 20,000 rupees per hectare will be provided to paddy farmers from today. The Examinations Department plans to conduct the GC examinations on the same days as before. The Finance Ministry introduces new conditions for public servants to go abroad for work. The Ministry of Foreign Employment and Labour Relations says 2,726 workers have gone to South Korea during the last 5 months for various jobs. Minister Bandula Gunawardena says if the debt restructuring process is complete by September, then development activities will resume without delay. In news overseas, Bakhmut, city not occupied by Russia, says defiant Zelensky. In sports news, tennis, Andy Murray withdraws from the French Open to prioritize Wimbledon. That concludes this news broadcast.